guys? This is Tabletop Vibes, and today we're here talking about Red Tides by Tortuga Games. This is an awesome freaking pirate game.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah, and so essentially the story is that you're a new
upstart pirate. Yeah, and you are looking to make a name for yourself. You're a part of New Caribbea.
Caribbean.
However
New
you want to
Caribbea.
pronounce it.
Yes.
And you are one of 4 factions. The game can play anywhere from 1 to 4 players.
Yeah.
So you're either going to be part of the Caribbea Cabal.
Yes, I think that's who you played as.
Yeah, the Fire Belly.
That's who I played as, the Fire Belly.
Yes, the Blue Realm or Creatures of the Deep.
Yes.
And so all of them have their own special abilities. You've got a
Right.
reference card that kind of lets you know what your particular faction's special ability is. But you're kind of all cooperating to make a name for yourself.
Right.
Which is kind of friendly for pirates.
Yeah, it's like friendly to a point.
Yeah.
All for one, one for all to not die, I guess, is kind of like the play that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because essentially there's a big baddie in the seas.
Yes, the Pirate Baron.
And he drives the dead drifter. Yes.
That's your
Arr.
ultimate opponent. It's kind of the big boss of the game.
Yeah.
Depending on how many players you're playing with, it will determine how many times you kind of try and fight this guy.
Yeah, they have like scenario cards in the 4-player game, which is what we played at. It shines with more people because there's more people to help you out to take down the Pirate Baron. And so in the 4-player game, you're going to do 3 scenarios, which is deadly.
Yeah,
but you can do it because you're working as a pirate team. The cool thing is you're not going into battle until you feel confident and ready that you can take on that such Baron. He has his own essential minions or captains out in the seas that you can go and attack and plunder. There's also merchants out there.
Yeah.
So as you start off, the really fun part is you start off with your little dinky pirate ship with some rusty cannons, 3 crew, and a dream of grandeur and plundering and booty.
Yeah.
And you're going to go set out to take down those merchants and captains to then upgrade your ship.
So you're kind of working your way up. So you engage with merchant ships, and these have kind of a lesser hull point strength. So it's not that they're easy to kill. Like they're going to do some damage to you in the process, which you can repair either at port, which we'll talk about, or at sea. But you're gaining some notoriety. You start to take the notice of the pirate Baron and his captains if you defeat all these merchants, and word gets around that you're plundering all of these merchant ships.
Essentially, you're messing around on his turf, and he's not really happy about it. And when we say turf, we mean the sea.
So the reward for defeating a merchant or a captain is you get the plunder. And the plunder are things like upgrades to your cannons, which can really help you out in battle. You can get some items which you can exchange. They're worth a certain amount of gold, which you can buy ship upgrades and special abilities at the port. Yeah. So it really is a really robust game where you can every player starts out fighting at sea so that they can gain
bolster
something, to go to port to do, whether it is to repair the damage to your ship that happened when you were fighting a merchant, or whether it is to buy an upgrade,
hire crew.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the game really encompasses and embodies the feeling of being a pirate.
Yeah.
Working on like your infamy and trying to upgrade. You're starting off like pretty much you suck. You're like a crappy pirate. You're like Captain Jack without all the skill. You know, a lot of this, not a lot of shooting. And so essentially there's 2 actions in the game that you can do. When you first start the game, like Steven stated, you can only go hunt the seas, which is then go out and take down some merchants and captains and things. But then you can also go to port. And so at port, like you said, you can trade, you can sell, you can buy, crew, upgrade. And so you're just going to upgrade your ship. When you take down a bigger ship, though, then you upgrade your own ship. So if you take down a tier 2, your ship goes to a tier 2. Now your board gets a little bit bigger because your ship's a little bit bigger. And you can do it all the way up to tier 3. And then you're really fighting.
Yeah.
And you're hiring crew and buying more things, and now you're way more skilled.
Yeah, because upgrading your ship physically extends your board and physically gives you more slots for additional cannons, for additional items.
It's so good, though. It's so good.
It really does help you out. You can really see the progress of getting more powerful in battle.
Right.
Which, speaking of battle, should we kind of explain how that works?
Let's go into battle. So essentially, you're going to go hunt at sea. You can then pick your target, which is kind of a fun thing because you can kind of see what the rewards are, what the hull strength is. They also have maneuver, long shots, there's medium shots, there's close quarter. So you're going to pick your target and then you're going to go for it. So because you pick a target, you're going to get their maneuver dice and their hull dice. A lot of dice.
Yeah.
A lot of dice.
So many dice.
So many dice.
So many dice.
You have long dice, long shot dice, medium dice, close dice, hull dice. A lot of dice. This game does not bode well for me starting off, but it is a blast because their dice are nice. This is a prototype, obviously, so everything's subject to change. But you're rolling a lot of dice, and then you go into it. You get to do a surprise attack as the initiator, and it's called a volley. They're shooting over, and you're volleying at your attack, your target.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and you've also got special dice, which if you roll them and they match up with the faction that you've chosen, then you get a little bit of extra attack points in there. So it's a really great mechanic in the game. And as you go to closer range, then the dice have more powerful effects.
Right.
As you would imagine, with firing cannonball point blank is going to hurt a lot more than miss. Long range. Exactly.
Right. And then when you get to close quarters and you have enough threshold to get to board, you can then now attack the crew and, well, this is a family show, sort of. But you can kill them and plunder all this stuff. And so you have elite plunder, normal plunder, and some of these cards give you a different combination. There's also a black market in at the port where you can get some really savory stuff, which is really cool. But you go on these like hunting expeditions, and it's a battle to the death.
Yeah, you don't leave battle until someone
could
is dead.
Flee or try to escape, but you can do if they're trying to flee, you're still shooting at them. It works both ways though. If you try to flee, it's going to happen to you as well. You've
got a whole point tracker, and so there's one for each faction and one for the enemy, so that it's really easy to tell, like based on the results of your dice rolls, how much strength they've got left, how much strength you've got left.
Right.
Essentially, you're just battling your way to the top.
Right.
So it's a really fun experience to watch not only yourself but all your teammates engage. You're rolling more and more dice as the game goes on. You're defeating more and more powerful enemies until you get to the Baron himself.
And your notoriety is going up, your infamy, your strength. Your ship is literally expanding on the table.
Exactly.
Your other pirates are building out their ships. And then once you all agree and the accord is struck and you're like, we're going after the Baron. Then you literally put him on, and depending on how many players, like we said in the beginning, you like essentially go into final boss mode, and you need to beat the 3 phases. When you complete the first phase, the next phase comes in. And then there's like a little bit of details with like your maneuver points reset because you're trying to maneuver, you're trying to get closer, and things like that. But the damage has to be mitigated. You need to heal. You need to be well prepared to take down the dead drifter. And it's not easy.
You need to really have all your bases covered, because unlike the merchants and the captains that lead up to this, the dead drifter who you're fighting, like special additional things are going to come out that you're not prepared for.
They got more armor in different ways, unique abilities. Everybody has kind of their unique ability. You're trying to lean into your different abilities and play on your strengths. And then it comes down to what you're plundering. But again, it's such a good time because you're kind of working together, and at the same time, you're still a pirate and you're still plundering stuff, and you're hoping you get the best loot. But if all of us get taken out, the dead drifter wins and survives another day. But if the Accord pulls through, then they name a new Baron.
Pirate Baron, yes.
And then you then control the dead drifter. I don't know if that's the thing, but I would like to think so. I'm also the only person here that has a pirate sleeve tattoo.
I don't have any sleeves.
What are you doing? So this has been Red Tides. We're super excited for this. If you love pirates, you love cooperative feeling games, You love just like battling out. You love dice and dice chuckers
and markets.
And this art on this, the art is so cool. Oh my gosh, the bulbous. Look at this. Look at this craziness. We'll throw it up on the screen, but look at that cool freaking. I don't even know what it is, but it's the dead drifter launches a massive glowing bubble off of the aft of the ship. The water around you bubbles and captivates as a deep rumbling shakes the timbers of your ship. Something is coming. And this has been Red Tides. Like, subscribe, and comment on your favorite pirate.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack, I'm gonna go. I like him. I'm gonna go Davy Jones or Blackbeard.
Ooh, those are both really good.
So let us know and check out Red Tides or Tabletop Vibes. We'll check you next time. Arr.